That is a sexy tractor. I like that tractor. I'm on my way to England. I'm going back to clear my storage unit because it has been sitting there for 2.5 years and I've spent probably over £2,000 on it. Definitely over £2,000, and I need to bloody clear it. So it's been a right old palaver. We're trying to work out how to get things back, and most of it I don't need because obviously I've got a double life now and I've got like a whole house full of stuff, and I don't need like a whole house full of stuff again. But I do have loads of really cool shit, so I'd like to get that. I've got loads of cool stuff that I can use for the festival and for doing theatre and just doing things over here. And I've got a really funky tent. So hopefully, I've also got a really good picture that's massive. That's the thing that I'm like, I don't know how we're going to get that in. We'll have to see. I could post that to me. But yes, my lovely friend Spam is going to help me. Spam is the fucking legend that you may remember from previous videos of me on the pilgrimage. He's the absolute ledge that sorted out our kitchen facilities on the pilgrimage and is responsible for my beautiful tent that I had at my wedding, and he's responsible for all the incredible festivals that I've worked on, putting on cabarets at Fire Gathering and Spam Stock, and he's just one of the nicest, most incredible people I've ever known. So I'm really excited to be spending the next few days with him and bringing him to Sark, which was like well, my hair's well fluffy today. The payment for helping me is that he gets to come over to Sark and have a couple of days here, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, awesome, very cool. He's a dude, so I'm very excited to be bringing him here and sharing the island with him. And it's looking beautiful. I'm excited because I think when we get around the corner in a bit, the bluebells are going to be out because they were out in Decot yesterday. And yeah, everything's just coming together. The festival feels like it's in a good place. There's no, yeah, it's nothing, it's all just the fiddly stuff now, so that's good. Very excited about that. And yeah, just generally all is well. It was April Fool's Day yesterday, which is a very powerful and magic day. And I mean, it's too late for you to do it now, but you can do it next year. There's a very powerful practice that I do every April Fool's, where I write a letter to the universe, to the universe, of just like a future that just is what I want, and the future that so you just write it as if it is. So I wrote saying thank you for making the greed fall from the eyes of humankind, and for us to have woken up and realised how lucky we are to be here and how lucky we are to be on this beautiful planet, and that we and the planet and all things upon the planet are all one, and the universe and the stars are all one, and that we have begun to explore the inner and outer dimensions from this place rather than a place of taking and consuming and just taking advantage of, and that we all now live passionate, compassionate and extraordinary lives. And as part of my extraordinary life, I'm a writer, and I share my inner world with the world, and at times when the universe sees fit, it channels through me and shares powerful, useful intel. And me and Diz are as happy as we've ever been, and are continuing to live in paradise together in our gorgeous cottage and having a lovely time. And we live off grid, and he's creatively expressing himself through his cooking and his art, and we're very, very happy, and we raise the vibration of the world around us on the island and the world at large. And that was what I created. So then you put it in an envelope, and you put it on a shelf, and you just don't look at it ever again. You trust it. You've given it to the universe, and you just trust it. You trust it to the universe, and off it goes. Right, so these are all violets. Oh, right, okay. That's not where... No, this is not the bench. That's weird. Is that the bench I was thinking of, or is there another bench? Because normally this bit is covered in bluebells, but then it's also less overgrown. No, there must be another bit. That must be another bench. Yeah, so it's the toast rack coming down the hill. On my way to England, created a magic thing. Ah, yeah, here we go. Right, here we go. So we've got violets and primroses and daisies, happy daisy, and blackthorn blossom. Out she comes, but no, bluebells are not yet here. They are in Decart, but no, nope, the blue is still just violets here. Love the violets though, we love shrinking violets, they're beautiful. But yeah, this is the bit that I think. So yeah, no, not yet, no bluebells yet. Oh well, we've still got plenty of time, and it means they'll all be out for May, for the festival, which is very nice. Look, the sea is looking good today, hopefully it's not going to be choppy. Yeah, so yesterday was a magic day and I had a lovely day. We went to Hugo's, which is a new bar that's open. We've been spending a fortune in there, but it's really fun to be somewhere new, and the cocktails are amazing and the food's really good, so it's just nice to be somewhere new. That hasn't been open for a few years. And I had a lovely day with Diz. We had a beautiful time together yesterday, and had some nice time with Cara and had some lunch together, and we did some work on the festival. And I did my spiritual practice, which I thought was important to make sure I did do what I did on a magic day, on such a powerful day. But it also was a bit melancholic because it was the anniversary of my dear Matthew's death, and it also means it's the anniversary of Lee. Lee's been dead now for a bit. I mean, by this point he would have been, because their funeral was on the same day. But yeah, it's a really sad time of year now in a way, which is unfortunate because it's such a lovely time of year. But it does mean that new life is springing around us each time we get to this point. But yeah, Matthew died a year ago today, and Lee died 3 years ago now, which is crazy. Well, I'm very jealous of the afterlife because they've got two of the best people in the world, along with all of the stars that died in whatever year that year was. Yeah, they are well missed. Just noticed that the three-cornered leek is starting to go over because it's already flowered, which means I need to make loads of pesto and freeze it because it's nearly over. Pesto season's nearly over, which means spring is, turning into summer. Someone ought to tell the weather about that because it seems to be ignoring that situation. So this is my life in a storage unit in Brighton. I went out with people last night and saw my friends. It was quite tough. It's the anniversary of our friend dying a year, and then it's the third anniversary of our other friend dying. It's been 3 years, and the people who are still here and just, oh God, it's just, I mean, it's all memories and it's fucking tough. So yeah, I'm finding it quite hard. And then also, you know, a failed marriage, which is also sad. So this is quite difficult. I've also got to get all of this out in a day. So I've got a lot to do. But some of this stuff's coming back with me, and yeah, I'm looking forward to having it in Sark. So I'm in Brighton and have just cleared my storage unit, which I've had for 2.5 years, and it was my whole life. It was everything I owned, because I moved over to Sark with a suitcase. I now have a whole life. I've got a very full cottage full of stuff and everything I need. So I didn't need anything. Well, there are things in the storage unit that I have wanted to bring back over with me. One of which was my grandma's sofa that she really treasured, and I've just had to give it to a charity shop. I couldn't, it was too heavy, there was no way of bringing it over. And yeah, got rid of all the photos from my marriage, the picture frames they were in, I've given them all to the charity shop. Someone's going to have a weird day clearing through all of the frames and taking out these photos and getting rid of them, and yeah, really weird, really hard. Got rid of so much stuff, and it was all good stuff, you know. It was a life's worth of stuff. So I feel quite strange, but I'm going to get in the bath now. My friend Spam, who's a fucking legend, as I mentioned him already, he's the one that he got me the marquee and everything for my wedding. He got the kitchen and everything for the pilgrimage, and yeah, he just helped me clear my unit, and he's going to bring the stuff over in the car. So we've got a carload of stuff, which is mainly stuff I'm going to use for the festival from Beltane. So yeah, it's amazing. We're going to bring that over. I'm sure there's going to be issues with the freight and boats and things. Hopefully we can fight our way through. Yeah, so I'm going to get in the bath and try and wash this horrible feeling of sadness away. Happy daisies! Yeah! There's a massive field of happy daisies. Yay! So doing ceremony really works, and this is how it really works. So today is the day after the moon went full, and if you sort of imagine a moon going full is a bit like a pregnant belly giving birth, or a spot erupting. You know, you've got this big build-up of pressure, and it just feels like it's going to explode. And then it does explode, and then you release. And when you work with that energy, instead of just ignoring it, it's not even like, it's not about working with the energy is what you're doing, but it's just when you become sensitive to it, and you acknowledge it, and feel it, it's like a superpower. It's like, it seems like insanity that the rest of the world's just going about their business and not paying any attention to it, because there's so much to get from it. So all of the moons up until this one, since the new year, have been very kind of planting your seed, preparing the ground, getting ready to do things like what you're going to grow this year, all of this stuff. And then this year it was really cool, this full moon, it was really cool because we just celebrated. It's the Libra full moon, and Libra is ruled by Venus. And that's the moon of sensuality and pleasure, and just, you know, bringing yourself love and joy, and just like having a moment to just take stock and celebrate your achievements rather than thinking about what you've got to do next. I've got a little treat for you here. It's the horse and cart. Hiya! Hello. That's a rush hour on Sark. Excellent. That's so cool. So what's happened? As you know, I went to England. I packed up my stuff. It was horrible. It was sad. It was heartbreaking. I put photos from my wedding in frames into charity shop bags and sent them to the charity shop because I had so little time. I only had a day. and I had to look in every single bag and box, and there was a half full container of stuff. There were like 50 bags and boxes, and in every single bag and box there was like a thing that was precious. And the bags and boxes were all like, because Spam was like, why were they packed so badly? And then when I explained why, he was like, oh right, that does make sense, because you can't just fill a bag or a box with books, and I had a lot of books, so you have to do a layer of books in each bag, then a layer of clothes because they don't weigh anything, and then because the clothes are soft and the books are kind of keeping the shape, you can then put some ornaments or something in there because they're safe, they're not going to get broken, smashed. So what seemed like bad packing, he was like, oh yeah, no, actually that makes total sense. So look, three-cornered leek is out in abundance. So each bag I had to look in, each bag had precious things in it. I was like trying to be militant and just chucking things out and sometimes not looking in bags. And then Spam turned up and was like, because he's really very passionate about recycling, so it's been really good to have him with me the last few days, because we live in this amazingly abundant green, accidentally environmentally friendly island. It's not its intention, it should be, and I think that's something that I want to work on as part of Chief Police, is to make it part of our vision for the island, and to write a vision for the island and that be part of the vision. I think it's really vital. But to have him here questioning things and questioning my behaviour, it's been brilliant, especially for Libra full moon, because Libra is all about how do you make your heart as light as a feather. So what can we do to make ourselves feel as light as a feather? And that's what we did last night. And so I got rid of all of this stuff, and I got rid of my grandma's sofa, which made me feel so sad. I really, really wanted that to come back with me, and I wanted to treat it preciously the way that my grandma had. Unfortunately, that's just not happening. That's gone to a charity shop too. It's going to make someone's day, you know, but I'm really sad about it. It's not what I wanted. And I've had to just let all these things go, and I keep kind of having flashbacks, and it also made me sad to see friends in Brighton who are very damaged from the deaths that have happened. And, you know, kind of thinking about my belief that everything's leading you to your highest self, and that, you know, we're on this journey. And then I'm looking at what's happened to my friend, one of my best friends in particular, who, you know, her best mate took her away for her 40th birthday and got killed slowly and horrifically whilst they were away. And then she was there having to help him and nurse him. He got run over, and that had brain complications. It was like he was going to live, but he was going to be forever brain damaged, and that was for a couple of weeks, and like really severely brain damaged. And then it looked like he was going to lose his arm, and then he died of septicemia. And that was her 40th birthday present. It was her best friend. He wasn't just a best friend, he was her soulmate. So it was watching her soulmate die like that, which was fucking horrific. And then 2 years later, another best friend of that pair, another best friend of mine, died of alcoholism. Almost on the same day. Their funeral ended up being on the same day. And that was a year ago on April Fool's. He died on April Fool's. This is dear Lee and Matthew, who are beautiful beings. Oh, and I hope they're having the best time in the other planes. Lucky old other planes is what I've got to say. But I look at my friend who lost her soulmate on her birthday and the mess that she's in, and it's really tough seeing her not well, and also completely fucking understandable. And it's hard to it's hard to weigh that up with my beliefs that, you know, things happen for a reason. And it's not that I think they do. I think we're hurling through space on a lump of rock. In a way, I'm an atheist. Like, in many ways, I am an atheist. I also feel like we haven't got a fucking clue. And it's just whatever gets you through the night. Like, yes, we are hurling through space on a lump of rock. So what can you do to make this mental situation we find ourselves in as fucking glittery and as sparkly and as multicoloured and as fun and as loving and as generous and as kind and as nourishing as possible? You know, if this is it and you only get one shot, bloody make the most of it. And if it's not, and it's part of some bigger puzzle learning experience, then again, just make the most of it. You know, either or, make the most of it and make this heaven on earth. You know, don't wait for some heaven elsewhere. I feel like that was a bit of a stupid mind flip that we went and got ourselves into, that we were meant to suffer here and then have heaven elsewhere. Like, nah, let's just have heaven here, and then maybe get eaten by worms, whatever, and or come back, or whatever it is that happens, who knows. But yeah, did the ceremony last night, really nourished and treated ourselves in the ceremony. I drank loads of cacao, ate loads of chocolate, we gave ourselves a foot massage, and we wrote down things we wanted to let go of, and we burnt them. And the wife of the guy who died last year was there, and it was really lovely to see her. It was the first time she'd been to any of my ceremonies, and it was so nice to see her. I love her so much, so that was a real treat. And today I do feel like my heart is as light as a feather. So that's the importance of ceremony, is to just stop, take stock, release, celebrate, just do all the lovely yummy things. Yee-hee. Ah, got a Spanish family! Yay!
You know it's still cold when it's blowing.
So these are the daisies we picked yesterday. I'm going to boil them, stew them so it's a nice rich tea, and then I will boil them down, the liquid down with honey, and make a delicious daisy syrup. It's just spectacular for, I say it's good for depression, but it's not that. I mean, it's great for depression, but it just makes you happy. So whether you're depressed or not, it just makes you happy. Happy daisies. Yay.